Hello everyone, welcome out to the stream. I'm Christopher Disciple Owl, and this is going to be some Challenger level solo queue today. We are pleased to have some pretty high profile players on. Nightblue3 will be jungling on Zhao here. You guys might have seen his YouTube channel or his stream. If you have not, I will link it below. We also have some other solo queue powerhouses. TNT Triton going to be not quite connected yet, but hopefully he joins us in the game. And there he is. And then finally, the one that I recognize most of all is Don't Mash Me, known by a Smurf named Loco Dodo, who has been up near the top of Challenger for quite some time now. The previous AD carry for Team Coast, now a bit of a free agent. And let's see how everyone come out with this. I think the most interesting start we can see from anyone is the Master Yi here. Not sure if he's going to go mid or if he's going to give that up to Gragas, but he has taken Ghost and Teleport, which is a pretty odd pickup of spells here. I suppose I understand the Ghost because it helps Master Yi stick on a target, and he does have a gap closer with that Alpha Strike. The Teleport as well will help him get some early ganks, potentially participate in some dragon fights, and just try and get around the map as well as he can to not only farm consistently, but try and get some early kills so that he can scale up to a really powerful late game. However, there's some nice damage and lockdown here. Although Master Yi can't be slowed when he's in that ultimate, the Highlander, he can still definitely be stopped by either a Trundle Pillar or an Assault and Battery, and of course the Solar Flare is always there as well from Leona, so we'll see how well he can deal with that. Up in the top lane, I really feel like Trundle should have the advantage coming in here into a 1 versus 1. The Subjugate doing a lot to really shred the armor and magic resist on your enemy. But as long as K can try and farm this up, then I really think a late game Master Yi could come out incredibly scary. In the bottom lane, Jinx is an AD carry we actually haven't seen much of in the last few weeks, at least in professional play, but still has been a pretty high profile ADC. And Don't Mash Me will be on the Draven, who should win out early on. Oh wow, I can't believe that just happened. I want to rewind to see exactly where that went down. And directed camera didn't feel like we needed to see that, but there is K going with the Alpha Strike, but the Ignite and the Flash auto attack bite onto K will be able to take him down there, as we did see before. And some really heavy early aggression from Trundle coming out pretty big. I said he should have the advantage in the 1 versus 1. Right now that's going to be incredibly apparent, as he just will try and survive this lane now after giving up a first blood to Trundle. Now, it wasn't worth quite as much as it might have been. The any kills are decreased by 60% in value at up until 2 minutes, and then they scale up to 100% at 4 minutes. Don't Mash Me going in huge on the Triton. The exhaust was down, but he is able to run away from this one. Doesn't land the zap, but will be safe off on the side here. And like I was trying to mention earlier, Jinx has a really strong late game and doesn't need the kills necessarily to scale up to it, just needs farm. So if they trade evenly and have a safe lane, I feel like Jinx will be the stronger AD carry coming out here. But if Don't Mash Me can get some early kills, not only can he shut down Jinx, but he will be able to really rain havoc. Penguin going to play pretty safe here. Slack's just waiting off on the wings. I think did come out of the bush for a second and might actually run into Nightblue here in the river. They're not going to get vision on each other, but Nightblue will walk over a ward, and so they know he's running into the jungle. Akali isn't peeling off yet, and Nightblue is actually going to come in pretty far here. There he is, coming out to stop him, and Nightblue will be able to retreat pretty safely. Oh, he goes in. He knows that Master Yi is coming up from behind, and there's Nightblue, but he's taking so much damage here from Slacks and fishing for Earth. Let's see if, no, he can't finish him off. He flashes over the wall and tries to get Nightblue. There he is, able to grab it with the proc off of the mark, but Clay, oh, actually Penguin able to grab the last hit there, and that's a 1 for 1. A good pickup to get an early kill on Akali, but he traded a flash and his ignite for it. Penguin, though, using his flash as well, will really make that about as even a trade as it could possibly be. K stopped on his way up to the top lane by Muzakashi, and going to find his second death of the game. Muzakashi coming out huge, 25 CS, more than doubled his opponent, and picked up those 2 early kills. Really going to be strong up here coming out early. Nightblue, after that death, won't have his buff, so we'll be able to just farm up a little bit here. Xin really needs to be able to run into a lane and continuously gank early game if he wants to come out strong, since later on he just scales pretty horrendously, whereas Vi will be able to build tanky, get a little bit of damage, and just always be able to participate in fights with the Assault and Battery, especially onto an escapeless target like TNT Triton on Jinx. It really might be what they need to swing team fights in their favor. That, along with Trundle's early advantage up top, really shows a solid advantage from Team Squirtle here. I failed to mention the team names earlier. Nightblue stepping over a ward here is going to signal the retreat out from Don't Mash Me, but he runs into a tornado. He knew Nightblue was there, but he still might be caught there. The zap slow was enough to keep him there back far enough for Nightblue to come in with the dash, but the flash away from Don't Mash Me will let him escape for now. Triton and the Master FF wanting to go in, but they got a little bit too far out of their element. Master MF having to flash away. Now Nightblue and Triton just going to take the front lines. Nightblue backing off a little bit, going to have to recall after that ward goes down, since he can't sneak around any longer. And that is a 1,000 gold advantage to Team Squirtle here. They almost turned around that gank as well onto Janna, but weren't able to quite grab out the kill. Fishing for Earth is having a pretty rough time here in the mid lane, losing out about 100% in farm. Penguin coming out huge with the barrel rolls, being able to consistently wave clear, and that's always been a really strong weakness out of Akali. Penguin throws the explosive cask off to the side for fun, I suppose. Maybe a misclick. I'm not exactly sure where that came out of, but interesting system. Hey, I'm no challenger player. I'm no challenger player. Maybe if there was a jungler there, then they would think he has a ward in it. So then he can ward the other side, and it'll be like he gets 2 wards for the price of 1. Well, and for the price of a completely wasted ultimate, but yeah. Hashtag LCS big plays. Triton's doing his best to farm up, but he's really falling behind to Don't Mash Me, who has not only 52 CS, but a BF sword. On top of that, he is working to charge up his Adoration stacks. And if we take a look at those, he's up at what I believe is 114. Spectator Client doesn't show it beyond 2 digits, but if it says 14, I'd have to imagine it's around 214, or 114. 214 would be a little bit massive. That might be too much gold coming over to him if he grabs a kill, and he's going to be looking to do that soon, especially with the huge burst of attack damage that comes out with that 45 AD. Kaze continues to struggle in the top lane. He has his flask that he started with, also picked up a Doran's blade, but I don't know that it's really helping him out too much. I mean, he's staying alive. He is farming up a little bit, but if you just look at the movement here, Muzakashi is really forcing him back, really making him play passively, which is something that a Mastery really doesn't want to have to do, especially after he gets that ultimate and wants to go on the aggressive. Penguin continuing to shove up this lane is making himself potentially a prime target for Vi, but he always has that body slam. His flash is almost up as well, and he might actually want to roam down, or at least play the game where you'd never know if he's roaming or if he's staying around, so that fighting for Earth really can't be too sure about going down to counter gank or potentially getting jumped out in the jungle, since the burst from Gragas at this point is probably going to be too big for Akali to put up with if they catch each other alone. Triton having a rough time farming up still. Don't Mash Me really having free reign of this. Really helped out by High Eye mid Ez, who is not currently midding Ez, but instead showing a very powerful Leona performance by just zoning out this bottom lane. The Master MF, oh man, barely escapes out of the Zenith blade there, and that could have potentially been a dead Janna. Janna does not have her Monsoon ultimate yet, which means that Don't Mash Me will be able to come in with the BF sword, with all of his spinning axes, and with the Whirling Death, since these 2 champions are level 6. However, if they don't go in too much longer, they will give the level 6 over to the Charizard or the Charmander bot lane. The name I might have botched those a little bit. I try to give team names to every cast just so I can get used to using them. It doesn't always work out great, just since they're different every time. I don't get the mainstays. Like, it's so easy when I'm casting Curse, because I just, you know, everyone knows Curse. not everyone knows Team Squirtle, but it looks like they're starting off pretty well here. Now 2,000 ahead, which at this point is actually pretty significant. Penguin has to be careful. They're fighting for Earth, going to go in there and burst him down immediately. Penguin stayed out a little bit too long, but Nightblue is there for the counter gank. He had the pink ward in his inventory to throw down, grab that vision in the Twilight Shroud, and turn that around. Now they will actually grab the assist up for their team, which will certainly help that. And Akali is grabbing the early kills, which they have to be careful about, but as long as they can continuously shut her down after, it won't allow her to get too far ahead in terms of CS, in terms of map presence. And so right now, it looks like Charmander is doing what they need to at least keep Akali down. However, the top lane seems to be a bit of a different story. Oh, Zenith Blade goes in on the Master FF, and look at the massive damage. The Solar Flare actually locking up the kill there, and Triton having to run off the back as well. Potentially overkill on that Janna, but still able to take him down almost instantly. Monsoon not even coming up. Janna didn't find the chance to press that R for the potential get out of jail free. Now Muzakashi has to be careful. Nightblue actually going to dive in here. He has to flash away. The Ignite is down, but it doesn't look like he's going to fall here. He has the health back on his auto attacks, and that'll be a successful dive. K grabbing the kill there, and that'll really help get him back into the game. Now he gets a lot of free turret damage. Might actually be the turret. And with the dragon going down in the bottom lane, since they did see that top jungler, they really need, or that jungler top, they really do need the turret out of this one. So they will trade for global objectives, and it'll really help Charmander a little bit with the gold. It gives the entire team 100 gold, and then 150 extra gold is split among everyone who was around the turret at the time of death. So Master Yi grabbing 250 gold out of that turret takedown will really go back with quite a bit of gold. If we check that tab, he'll be almost at 1,500 here. That's getting pretty close to the Static Shiv, which seems to be his first item pickup. Might want to deviate from that Static Shiv path to get some attack damage soon. Just depends on where exactly he's going with this early on. Meanwhile, it looks like Muzakashi is picking up a Blade of the Ruined King for his first item, which is pretty typical on a Trundle. Oh, in the bottom lane, the Solar Flare goes down on the Triton and the Master FF. A really huge stun, but they both flash away. And in the mid lane, fighting for Earth, fishing for Earth is going to go down, as it looks like Slacks will be able to escape off the side. Triton now looks to turn around since K has teleported down to the bottom lane, and they're doing massive damage onto Don't Mash Me here. K Alpha strikes in, but he goes a little bit too far. Does have the Meditate to stave off some of that return damage. And now Don't Mash Me really wants to pick up a kill here, but he just won't be able to find it. Alpha Strike clearing out these minions. Oh, and look at the sandwich here. This looks like it's going to be a tasty meal here for Team Charmander. Loco Dodo tries to turn around, but Don't Mash Me doesn't quite have the damage. K grabs out the kill, and then they finally do take down High Eye Mid Ez in the back. And that's 5 members here of Charmander down to the bottom. They will be able to take out the turret after those 2 kills. And that movement was really powerful, a huge commitment, but they didn't lose too much off of it. It looks like Muzakashi will be able to take out this turret in the top. So they'll trade turret for turret, but it's the 2 kills that really mattered. And potentially a third. Slack's going to be slowed up there by the body slam. He tries to flash away, but Nightblue is right on his tail. He's able to jump in there and overkill it just a bit. But grabbing the 3rd kill out of that streak, Nightblue on a rampage here with the massive attack damage and armor penetration out of that Brutalizer. Really going to be trying to snowball this game for his team, and he's doing a good job of it as of yet. Muzakashi continuing to push up in the top lane, realizes that no one's quite stopping him. He does take too many turret shots and have to back off, which will sacrifice a lot of the potential turret damage. But with that attack speed, especially coming out of his W, it really helps him take that down. Now Kai moving in here is actually just going to move back. He has picked up a Static Shiv and will just do his best to clear out these waves. Looking into some of these early game builds, we now see some of the build paths and strategies emerging. Slacks picking up the mobility boots on top of the Spirit of the Other Lizard, really going for a gank heavy aggressive build, which he's been able to do not too successfully, to be honest. 0, 1, and 1. Not feeding, of course, but really not doing too much with that Assault and Battery. We haven't seen it used too many times there, and I'd really like to see him playing more aggressive due to the really powerful combo nature that comes out with that Vi. And as long as Nightblue isn't there to retaliate, I feel like he should be able to get off a nice gank. But Nightblue has been where he needs to be recently. Don't Mash Me picking up the Bloodthirster will actually take a lot of damage there from Triton and the Master MF. He will fall back off the side, and Triton doesn't go for the Super Mega Death Rocket. Doesn't have the damage to finish him off yet. And Leona is there for the body block just in case. But Triton grabbing out a nice zap there, will be able to stay in lane a little bit longer, continue farming. Only about 30 CS behind now is definitely important, but it's nothing game-breaking, and it's nothing that he can't make up with a little bit of extra time spent in those lanes, shoving it out. He has pretty solid wave clear. What he doesn't have are escapes, which it looks like he actually won't need, as Slacks does back off. I was suspecting a potential Vi gank, but instead he'll just fall back and continue farming up that jungle. Fishing for Earth has been able to make up quite a bit of the CS as well, and it looks like a lot of those early advantages have been able to fall just a little bit. Fishing for Earth going for the Gunblade at his very first item will come out with a pretty solid and standard Akali assassination build. Let's see how the sandwich works now. It's going to be 4 members on each team coming down here. Slacks moves onto Nightblue immediately, and they duel out. High mid-ez jumps onto Penguin. The Whirling Death comes across onto Nightblue, and Fishing for Earth comes in from behind. They shut him down. 500 gold coming over to that Akali. Now Penguin has to look to try and get out of here. Master MF as well should be able... No, the Flash Solar Flare will slow up the Master MF and Triton. The Monsoon just going to help Fishing for Earth cut off Triton on his retreat, and he's able to come down. Slacks actually grabs out with the Excessive Force, and Don't Mash Me grabs his first kill of the game. The gold raining down on his head, and if we check that out, that will be 472 gold gained from that kill on top of the regular bounty that he would have gotten out of that. So a really nice pickup here. If we take a look at the gold totals after that fight, that'll be 2,200 here on Don't Mash Me, and after the turret falls down, another 175 in his pocket. So that's 2,400 gold. That could be a Last Whisper if he wants it. I suspect him to go for something more like attack speed at this point. Nightblue comes in, he jumps onto Don't Mash Me. There's no backup there, but he's doing massive damage. Superman Deathrock got blocked up there by Leona, and Don't Mash Me's trying to kite. Nightblue coming in here with the auto attacks. He has him. There, he's able to grab the kill finally. Now turns around onto High Mid-ez, who doesn't have the damage to take him down, and Nightblue might be able to get the 2 for 0. Instead, giving the kill over to Triton, who does come out from the back to clean that up, and a really solid pickup there. Nightblue doing his best to carry this game from the jungle. I wasn't expecting him to be able to duel that out so well, but Don't Mash Me just not able to grab the distance from there. Didn't use the flash either. I suppose didn't expect to see that kind of damage coming out, but it ended up working out very, very well for them. And we really will have to see what Nightblue can do. He has picked up the Spirit of the Ancient Golem, so he realizes he needs to spend more time tanking for his team, since he has 2 really strong ADs in Jinx and Master Yi, who will be putting out more damage than even he can. K tries to meditate up here, but it looks like Slacks and Muzakashi might have the best of him, and he's going to be taken out there by Muzakashi, picking up his 3rd kill of the game. After that, after the Blade of the Ruined King, of course, he's going to go for the Sunfire Cape to really come out with a standard combination of tankiness and damage from that Trundle. He'll be a solid front line for his Draven to attack from behind, and for his Akali to jump in from behind to potentially burst down K or Triton, who look to be prime targets so far. Triton has been able to pick up a Bloodthirster, but not much more than that will really leave him exposed, since his lifesteal shouldn't be able to save him for too long. Fishing for finishing up that Hexat Gunblade should be able to do a lot more in terms of burst in fights. Might not be able to 1 versus 1 anyone too well yet, unless they can drag themselves into an extended fight, but he's really getting to a strong point here. 108 CS, getting a nice amount of gold under his belt, which is really what Akali needs to get going. Let's see if K has anything to say about this, though. It looks like he's not ready to move in, and the teams might actually break out. Will this be a full 5 versus 5 team fight? I'm not sure. They're all getting dangerously close to each other. Nightblue catches on to Fishing for Earth. He throws the Twilight Shroud. Nightblue doesn't know. There's the Pink Ward coming down, and he will go with the auto attacks, but there's so many members there. The Assault and Battery coming in to finish him off as some overkill. Penguin now locked up there by the Pillar of Ice, and Fishing for Earth grabbing those resets will continue to jump in. Muzakashi tanking up so much damage from the turret, and Triton is going to allow for the turret push. And the Zenith Blade catching onto the Master MF there will fall so low. Doesn't need to use that Monsoon to escape. Whirling Death comes across. Doesn't finish him off, though. And that's going to be a continued push here onto the inner turret. Mizukazashi throwing the Pillar of Ice just to try and keep Triton back. Behind that, look at the damage coming out from Don't Mash Me, and it looks like Triton, no, he won't fall. The Monsoon was there to save him until Don't Mash Me flashed in, grabbed one kill, fishing for Earth, grabbed the second. Now Kay trying to meditate this up. Mukazashi's going to come in here, and they finally, no, there it is, the burst down, but they lost a bit too much for that. Nightblue going to chase on here with the flash and the dash, taking out the double kill there. And it looks like this could be the triple, as actually going down to the Gragas. A blue minion did finally take down that turret in the mid lane, so they did lose the turret, but they grabbed up 4 kills for themselves, and this is going to open up a dragon attempt here for Team Charmander. Squirtle really overextending themselves for not only the kill onto Triton, but onto Kay as well. With these 2 members here pegging onto the Baron, they will start to lose a bit more health than they're comfortable with, and the rest of their team isn't close enough. Look at Slacks coming in here from behind. The teleport from Kay, though, might be enough to stop him. Slacks coming near. Penguin going to body slam out, but Nightblue and Penguin falling so low. Explosive Cask missing entirely. Assault and Battery going to take out Nightblue. Now Penguin might be the next target, but Slacks isn't able to finish him off. It will stop the drag. Oh, Don't Mash Me with huge bouncing axes. I don't think we'll be able to 1 versus 3 this, but he tries to stay in. He does a decent amount of damage onto Kay. Actually opens him up for fishing for Earth, who gets the resets. He's trying to jump in here. The Flame Chompers might be enough. No, the flash and dash onto the Master MF. Trying to finish him off slowly. The Flash Solar Flare does lock up Triton here. The Zenith Blade connects, and it looks like Fishing for Earth might be able to finally grab out this kill. Triton tries to turn around, but the exhaust is enough to stop him. And now with Muzakashi coming in from behind, this should be a dead Janna with Akali finishing off the last hit. And responding to the overextension from Squirtle, Charmander overextended themselves onto that Baron, and that was a rough call from Nightblue, but let's see if he can pick up something in recompense. He tries to go in here onto Leona. Penguin is there from the side as well, but it looks like Haya mid-ez is just a bit too tanky. Nightblue able to knock back Akali, but he's falling so low here. They do find the kill onto Leona. The double kill there coming out from that explosive cask. Penguin able to finish off Akali. Flashes to the other side of Muzakashi to get the slow from that body slam as Kay comes in from behind. And with the massive auto attacks, they will finish him off. Kay huge here now with the Infinity Edge and Static Shift combo, but of course Slacks is here once again. He's gonna jump in on the Penguin with the Assault and Battery, Whirling Death coming across, and that was the womboest of the combos. Kay falling solo to Slacks. He has the Meditate. He's trying to survive here against Slacks. The Vault Breaker is there, and the double kill comes out for Vi. Now Super Mega Deathhawk able to finish him off, and this is the kill-tastic-ist of the game's words. I'm becoming Riv today, aren't I? Something kills. And it really looks like Squirtle has been coming out a bit too far. I mean, Slacks was able to grab up 2 kills out of that, so the 2-for-1 was a good trade. But now Don't Mash Me coming into this 1 versus 2, trying his best to duel it out. He's going to be blown over closer to Triton, but he is stunned up, and it looks like Janna won't be able to survive there too long. So the 1v2 does go successfully. He can't pick up Triton, but that's not going to matter here as he does team up with his support and look to push out this wave. There will be a little bit of pushback there coming out from Nightblue and Penguin, and Don't Mash Me can't get caught up by Nightblue again. He's going to come in from the side, and they actually look to go in onto this one. Don't Mash Me, I think he's way overextended here. Explosive Cat's going to force Loco Doco back, and there's Nightblue coming in for the knock-up and the barrel roll from Penguin, able to finish off High mid-ez immediately after Nightblue with the kill. Fishing for Earth, please don't. You don't need to go into that, man. Just give us a little bit of a break. That is almost 2 kills per minute at this point. 44 in less than 24 minutes. The Dragon looks to come over here to Squirtle, and the global gold really here on Squirtle's team. They have not only the 3 turret advantage, but a couple of dragons under their belt. Slacks able to just Vault Breaker right over the wall, and that's going to be a safe Squirtle for now. Muzakashi just up in the top lane pushing it out. And apparently one of our viewers has already seen the game. Please no spoiler, he knows. I am a little bit behind since I did pause it, so this isn't quite live. But it's still a whole lot of fun. I'm excited to see what exactly Don't Mash Me can bring out. He is getting rather strong, and he has been getting in some pretty rough situations. Bringing him out every time with the with the excellent Draven mechanics, or at least not every time, but a good amount of it. The Assault and Battery going to take out Triton instantly. Slacks pretty huge there. Now K tries to run away here with the Highlander, but it's not enough to the multiple dashes from Fishing for Earth. And with the double kill in the top, that might be the base going down here soon, or at least taking a lot of damage. Muzakashi just going to run right in here and tank up the turret. He has a Subjugate down onto Nightblue, so he will be stealing away a lot of the armor magic resist, enabling him to die. Penguin throwing the explosive cask as the Master MF finally goes down. Fishing for Earth falls low here. Nightblue jumps in for the great assassination, but he might have gotten himself a little bit too far for comfort. Stand aside doesn't land, and Muzakashi wants to come in here, try and fight out Nightblue, but look, he goes right in there, and he's going to actually survive this one. Super Mega Death Rocket able to finish off that troll in the bot as Don't Mash Me just looks to run away off the side of this one. Slacks and High Mid Ez finally able to finish off that inhibitor. Penguin trying to run in there, but the Solar Flare going to stop him in his tracks. This actually might be the turnaround here from Squirtle, and Penguin will fall to the Flash Vault Breaker. Now Slacks going on the Triton is going to leave Don't Mash Me here against K, but look at those mechanics. He's able to find the kill as Slacks grabs the double kill. Nightblue stunned up from Leona, actually going to result in an almost full ace. Master MF might fall down here. There's an Assault and Battery, and that will be the full ace, a triple kill for Don't Mash Me, a double kill for Slacks, and this looks like it might be the game. They have minions coming up right here through the mid, and they have a lot of attack damage from Slacks and Don't Mash Me, but here they are not finishing off the game quite yet. They just want to go for the safer play of taking out the inhibitor, because taking out a Nexus turret, it does make the base easier to take, but it's not the same kind of board advantage you get from eliminating another inhibitor. Oh, Slacks pushed back by the explosive cast, but Penguin doesn't want to chase on. He can't afford to lose his life here by Loco Doco. There's the Whirling Axe, or Whirling Death. K wants to come in from the side and try and stop them, but look at the massive damage. Don't Mash Me is huge here. 12, 5, and 6, and really laying down the pain. Nightblue tries to come in here, and the Super Mega Death Rocket might be enough to finish him off. Loco Doco still alive. Now Triton getting excited, wants to run in here on the High Mid Ez, but he won't be able to find him. And I'm sorry if I call him Loco Doco. It's hard when I see the names. He is Don't Mash Me, but sometimes it can get a little bit trippy there. Muzakashi going to continuously run in here. He hasn't been able to keep up his score to where it was. He used to be 3-1, and now he's 3-4, but he's certainly been a powerhouse for his team regardless. A very tanky member now with the Spirit Visage and the Sunfire Cape. The Spirit Visage regeneration not only going to make his ultimate stronger, but also going to give him increased lifesteal from his Blade of the Ruined King. With the support going down to the bottom lane and a relatively free Baron, it looks like Slacks is going to start that up. He has Trundle and Leona coming up from the side. And this isn't contested yet. The rest of Charmander is moving in here, and Squirtle has to take this down quickly or potentially peel off and fight this. Penguin's coming in from the side. If there's anyone good at assuring a Baron, oh, the Solar Flare comes across to set him up, and High Mid Ez just jumps over the wall to try and stop him. Super Mega Death Rocket does find Slacks, but it doesn't finish him off. Oh, Penguin is able to body slam away from that stand aside. And so that will be the Baron going over here to Team Squirtle. A 15,000 gold advantage here. And that might be a little bit too much for our Charmander brothers to overcome. Let's see, the Master MF is dangerously far out. I feel like that could be a mistake if Muzakashi does find a Pillar of Ice. But right now, he's instead just going to rotate down to the bottom lane where Nightblue retreats off of this one. Muzakashi getting engaged on, throws down the Subjugate, and Fishing for Earth jumps in, doing massive damage, throws the Zanyas as well to keep off the counterattack. Muzakashi now tanking up this turret. Fishing for Earth jumps back in onto the Master MF, finds the double kill. Let's see if he continues on. Assault and Battery, and Slacks finds a killing spree on the Penguin. Another kill here for Don't Mash Me, and that will look to be the game here for Squirtle. Oh, Don't Mash Me trying to finish him off, and with the stand aside, they will be able to take him out. They did lose Muzakashi in the process, but at the end of a 28-minute, 53-second game, it looks like Squirtle has evolved here with a nice victory there in the Challenger League. Thank you all for watching. I hope you had a great time. Remember to leave me your feedback, and I will be streaming later on today and every day after, since that's kind of my thing.